to give you a whole handout just on that. But it's a really good question. And I am working with another business that has been looking at this very same question. It's a totally different project. So once you have existing customers, your existing customers are your very best marketing tool ever. And your whole goal as a business should be to get those existing customers to go out and tell everybody how great it was to work with you, right? So you need to be totally focused on that experience that they had. Whether you're appealing to them as like giving them the best price or giving them the best service or letting them feel good about themselves because they're associated with your company, whatever it is that you're trying to connect with them on, make sure that they're psyched about it enough that they're going out and talking to other people about it, right? So your existing once you have existing customers, it's like your number one priority, take good care of them, make sure they're happy, make sure they're out there singing your praises. Doing business with people that you have to connect with for the first time is a totally different project. And so I would think about those two things separately. So that first thing, dealing with people that you haven't dealt with before, that's sales. That's like, trying to connect with a new prospect, turning a prospect into a customer, right? Once somebody's your customer, then it's like you have a whole different bundle of work to do to keep them as your customer. If anybody's really into reading business books, there's a business book called Marketing Without Advertising. And this book is basically about that. It's about customer service, and it's about getting your customers to be the people who go out as ambassadors for your business and drum up more business. And it's really the best way. To go. So, let's see. Where were we? I keep losing track of it.
We
Yeah,
came up
yes.
with questions in our meeting last night.
Great.
I haven't had a chance to ask them.
Okay.
And
This call for you guys, right?
oh, we're from
Soul Charities.
Soul Charities, Petty Cat, and Providence. That's why we were late. So, I was just jotting them down for the rest of my memory because like we had a list that we didn't get emailed out.
Okay.
So basically, what we'd ask our customers, who are the people who are in back of the Petty Cab we're getting rides to, do you live in Providence or are you a tourist?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing in downtown Providence? Like, are you here for a nightlife or catching a bus, or why are you here? Because that's mostly where we operate downtown.
Mm-hmm.
How do you usually travel in the city? Is environmental sustainability important to you? Do you like bikes? Is that why you want to ride the Petty Cab? Is it just that it's a bike, or is it just like, is it novelty in general? And what do you want from a ride? Do you want like quickness and efficiency, or do you want like an experience? So that's what we would ask our customers.
Okay. Was there a pricing question in there?
I think maybe there was, like how much are you willing to pay?
I don't know if y'all made the cut.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them.
Because we had like 25 questions.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really hard thing because you don't want to overwhelm people with questions. They're not going to finish your survey if you ask them 25 questions, right?
Yeah.
So you need to get really to the heart of the matter.
And the money one is definitely contingent upon a lot of other things. Like
Okay.
what are you doing in Providence? And
Yeah.
is this just transportation, or is it more the novelty?
Yeah.
And it'll vary wildly what people are able and willing to spend.
Did you ask people how would they get around if it wasn't for the pedicab? Like what would be their next alternative? Because that would let you know who you're competing against.
Oh, we did identify our competitors
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Who are your competitors?
Mainly like auto taxi cabs,
Taxis.
city and state buses, the university
And you already know what all those people charge.
Yeah,
Roughly.
basically,
Yeah.
less than.
Right.
But
Okay.
then for certain things like the scenic water fire events,
Yeah.
like our competitors, like the gondola operators who charge
Yeah.
way more.
Yeah.
So
Let's make a bundle of wildfire.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So are you like asking them, like, are you letting them know that this is a survey, or you're just talking to them like as if it's a conversation?
Oh, we haven't really, I kind of don't like the idea of handing out a questionnaire to the customer. I'm going to try and work into conversations with customers over the next week. I just came up with questions.
But don't you think, like, what if somebody doesn't want to, what if they don't want to talk? And
I
you're
don't
ruining
talk to
their,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, with their cab experience, I don't know, I've just had cab drivers who like wanted to talk, and I've just been like, no, I just want to get where I'm going.
I think it's something that we learn as operators, like when to try and make a conversation, when to let them do whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but are you gonna skew the results of your survey by doing
I
that?
was just thinking
Because you're gonna be talking to, only the people who are talking to you are the more friendly people who are excited about that, and maybe the friendly people wanna pay more than the, or maybe they'll may have different answers.
different motives,
because
I'm
it's-
sorry.
So I would really think about, the thing that you guys did were like stopping the bus, putting it on the street, making a spectacle of it and trying to attract people to it is a different sort of thing. And the free samples of the hot sauce, it looks like Minnie has an idea along the lines of what I'm about to say.
Well, no, I think because I've seen in Boston, like people riding the bikes, and I haven't understood what it was. I
Yeah.
thought that it felt like, I was like, are they being like forced to like bike people around? What is it? It's like I haven't like understood, and I think it could be really cool to kind of like park it somewhere and like talk to people, because like just even being in these sessions with you guys, I've been like, oh, they like doing this. And, for me to like take them to to like take a ride and like there may be like a customer base that just kind of is like, and that you aren't reaching it, you might reach that through that.
Yeah. Well, that already happens a lot, like informal.
Okay.
Talking to people who don't end up taking rides, I think.
Yeah.
That's sort of the other end of it, talking to the customer who loves it and wants to talk. Like talking to people for a minute, finding out why they don't want to take a ride, and working that into our identifying our customer and our competitors. A lot of times people wait for buses. Who are like, I can get the bus for $2.
Yeah.
Why would I give you $20? And so obviously, like, there are elements of the experience that aren't valuable for them.
Yeah.
And then like outside the bar, there's a group of people, and they're together, and one person wants to take a ride, another person doesn't want to take a ride. So we get a lot of information from that, just having that conversation.
All right, so you're doing a lot of this stuff informally already.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I would really like everybody to keep going on this because this is going to be useful to your business plan later on.
Do you want to hear future focuses? Or
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't realize I missed you.
We also came up with questions and people we were going to ask, but we didn't, unless Dee and Cedric asked them. I don't have them with us. So questions for customers. What funds do you have available? How much? So about their budgets, especially for media work. What are the funding cycles like? Like when do we want to approach these organizations for hiring us to do media work? Who are your users? So the organizations might be hiring us, but who are their end users? Who do they want to reach with these outreach videos, etc.? And what are those people like that you want to reach? And who in your group? You might be talking to an organization, and we want to know who exactly in the organization makes these decisions about hiring us. And then if we offer the different services we offer, which of these would you be most interested in? Which service would you use most? And then of the competitors, how much do you charge? What is your fee? Your schedule? What is your typical turnaround time for a short video or PSA? See how fast the competition is doing stuff. Who are some of your customers? This is one that I'm sure will love to give up to us. Who are your dream customers? How do you identify your customers, right? And then what is your technical capacity for special needs? So, and then asking about motion graphics, graphic design, audio mixing, etc. We could think of 2 local competitors that we want to talk to.
Okay. Who doesn't have any idea how to go forward with this? Who's totally stumped about a competitor or a customer and how to find them and how to talk to them? Does everybody know what their next step is? Can we go quickly around and say your next step? Yeah, start with you guys.
So we're gonna call up, first of all, this landscaping co-op, but other landscapers,
Okay.
perhaps not in the Worcester area, so that we wouldn't be
Yep.
facing other competition. And also talking to our previous customers.
Yeah.
So I think that's the background.
Okay. Who you be able to do that this week? Yes. Nice. Who's next? What's your next step?
So for us, I think we have been trying to get in touch with a farm that's kind of like
Okay.
similar to ours, but one thing that have been really hard for us is a lot of farms that are part of bigger, that they just, like have farmers that get together, like milk farmers, for example, that do sell their stuff. They use the co-op like marketing thing, but not a lot. We don't know any co-op that is a bunch of farmers sharing space and sharing tools and sharing. Some of us are gonna live together, so like, sharing everything, like especially where we thought it was gonna be a lot cheaper for us, it's like, instead of having 3 tractors with 3 farmers, we're gonna have 1 tractor, right? Like kind of, but it's not, we haven't found anyone that.
What's the place in
I was gonna
West
say,
Virginia? Is it
I don't know.
Twin Oaks or
Oh,
something?
just
about to
say,
Is it
no.
Savers
And then
Exchange?
Acorn?
No,
No.
not so much. All right.
Intervale.
They don't share, they
Share
have
tools,
different,
share tractors.
but they don't have the same, they're not in the same space.
Same valley.
The same valley, but they don't share the land,
Right.
which
okay.
is like what we were like struggling with.
What about Nuestro AECs? Do they?
I think they're not profit. I think we have
Maybe
found
hard
like
part is
a
there's a
lot
lot of
of
like incubator farm models where like someone might get like a really small amount of space and it uses like a launching pad to get their own space. But we're thinking like this is our farm. It's not to how
yeah, like Nuestro
Yeah.
Races, the model is totally a nonprofit renting space to folks that they don't own the space, they don't own the tools, they don't
Yeah,
own the
but they
seeds.
have relevant information for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have, no, I have the prices,
Okay.
they give me like a big package, because they were in Nova last year, and
Yeah.
they give me all the package, I have the
Okay.
package, but
what about eco villages? I mean, they're different but similar.
farming.
Yeah. Where they're doing their own farming, growing their own food, but maybe not producing for
Right.
others.
Yeah,
the production scales are
The
different.
production, we,
Homestead.
like, this homestead against farming, which is like what we try to, but, yeah, so what we're gonna do is like, check farmers and do this, and then check those costs and divide it into 3 or 4
Visitor.
farmers.
Okay. All right, so that's your next step? Okay.
We're still in the nascent stage of formulating what we're going to be doing, but there are a couple of thoughts. We had a meeting prior to this, and Eric actually is working with someone who has been doing what we're hoping to do for about 20, 25 years.
Great.
And he's very interested in talking to us and maybe helping us with sourcing materials and whatnot. So that's sort of the beginning point to talk to a competitor, and then from there we can identify maybe some other people. As far as customers go, again, at this same meeting, we just learned about a possibility where we'd be doing a table at an event where people would, a green energy kind of sustainability event, which would be an opportunity to do that very thing and meet potential customers, and even if we're not ready to provide the service yet, at least
Yeah, doing these marketing surveys is actually a good way to